Hey guys, this is Jason
This
Douglas.
is Adam MacArthur, voice of Yuji Itadori.
This is Derek Snow, the voice of Shinra Kusakabe.
This is Phil Parsons, voice of Kenny the Ripper Ackerman.
It's Merc Nguyen. You're watching Voice of the Heroes. Take it away, Flea Boy.
What's good, everybody? You already know who it is and what it is. And if you don't, it's the one and only one, Flea Boy Jetson. And you're watching the Voice of the Heroes podcast. So if you're tuning in for the first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming interviews or discussions with your favorite heroes and villains around the world. And today's episode, we got a very special guest who has provided his talents to some of the world's greatest anime shows of all times. I'm talking Beastars, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, Naruto Next Generation, Bleach, Blue Exorcist, Bungou Stray Dogs, Dragon Ball Super, Digimon, and so much more. The catalog goes on and on. Let's welcome Brian Beacock to the show. How you doing, my brother?
I am good. How are you? Wow, quite an introduction. Thank you.
Hey, you deserve it, man. You've been putting in the work over the years, and I'm so excited to get into this conversation with you now. You, like I said, your resume speaks for itself. It's like a anime Hall of Fame, if you want to say. What was your first major role, and what was your first reaction to it?
Well, my first job, so I was acting since I was 7 years old, right?
Ooh.
But I was doing a lot of theater here in LA, and I was doing a one-man show. I played 23 different characters in this play, right? Crazy. And my friend at the time, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who I was working at Universal Studios with in the Beetlejuice's Rockin' Graveyard Review musical, she came and saw me in the play, and she at that time was directing Digimon season 1 and 2. And so she saw me in the play and she said, you know, I think you might be great for this character we've got in season 3. And so that was Takato in Digimon Tamers. And I auditioned, didn't know what I was doing, completely out of my depth, right? And booked the job. And that job literally has led to my 23 years in my career because of Digimon.
And you played a lot of characters in that franchise. And man, when you think about Digimon, right, you think about one of the first anime shows that was shipped over here, and one of probably the closest competitors to Pokemon.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, at that time, it was like they was going head to head. Now,
I mean, to this day, there's still like this going on, right?
Yeah, it's like close competitors. So, and you voiced not only one, probably every version of Greymon, like from the beginning stages to his ultimate form. What is your favorite form of that character?
Gallantmon is amazing. I loved Gallantmon. I think Gallantmon is the one that I did where Steve Bloom, who played Guilmon, Steve Bloom and I did the voices together. And at that time, basically what you have to do is like you lay down a track and then the next actor has to match the timing of it. And we started before digital was even available. We started on tape. So before Pro Tools, all that stuff. So if you didn't get the line right, you had to redo it. They couldn't stretch, they couldn't compress, cut off, whatever. So you had to be perfect. And here I was brand new to the industry, not knowing what I was doing, right? So it was a lot of sweaty palms for a while, for a few months before I learned how to do it.
Wow. So you and Steve was in the booth. And at this time, you know, now everything's, you know, recorded maybe by yourself. So y'all was in the studio together trying to get him like.
Yeah, we weren't even together though. So like when you dub, you're usually by yourself. So Steve would come in first, he'd say the line. And then when I got into the booth, I'd listen to it and have to repeat it back exactly in the right timing to match it up.
How many takes it used to take?
Well, in the beginning, a lot. And Steve was such a jerk. No, I love you, Steve. But he would like try to make it really difficult, like make the musicality and the timing really, you know, interesting. I'm like, Steve, what the heck are you doing to me?
That's interesting to know. I really didn't know that, man. And that's did y'all know that? I didn't know. That's interesting to know because you know everybody really thinks there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to voice acting from now to back in the day, especially back in the day because recording was a whole lot different and dubbing was a whole lot different. Now I think voice actors have it a lot easier than how y'all had it before. So that's interesting to know. That's something that I never heard. Now, out of this amazing catalog you have, this body of work, I want to start off with Bleach, right? 1,000 Year Blood War. Because this is the final season approaching. I believe it's in October. I could be wrong, but
I
I
think you're
believe
right,
it's in
yeah.
the fall. And this will be the second time fans from this beloved franchise is going to have to say goodbye to
Right.
these beloved characters. And I wonder if it's like that for the cast. You know, what was it like returning back to your character and also, you know, having to say goodbye again?
Well, it's funny. When we found out that Bleach was coming back, first of all, we didn't know which studio was going to be producing it. So I live in LA. That's where we originated the show. It could have easily gone to Texas or Canada or whatever, right? So we didn't know till like a week before we started recording where it was going to be made. So that was kind of like a little nerve-wracking as well. But when we got the information after 8 years, 10 years, however long it was, we were all really excited. Unfortunately, if you've watched, my character comes back for like one episode and then he hits the pavement, right? So I'm in the show a lot more recently, and I will be in the next arc. But I was so excited to be back, and then I'm like, that's it. I have like one scene and off I go. So who knows? I mean, is it going to be gone forever? Who knows? Like, it's anime, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one ever dies for real. No one's ever gone for real. The manga continues. So who knows? I'm not going to say goodbye permanently.
And I hope we do get some movies because Bleach is known to put out some movies. And you've been in a couple of movies. Matter of fact, for the community, let them know who you play.
Oh, in Bleach, I'm Yumichika. Yeah.
Hey.
With like the feather and the cool orange cowl thing and the long trench coat and the Fujika.
And also you're in Rebirth of Souls.
Yeah.
In the game, man. How cool was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Because I know y'all get a lot more work to do and when it comes to the video games. How was that?
The game was great. And I haven't played the game yet, but apparently, you can tell me if I'm right, they brought like almost everyone who's ever been in Bleach is in this game, right? It is
for the most part, and they're still dropping DLCs. I believe they just dropped the DLC recently. As of recording, we are June 11th. So I think they just dropped the DLC trailer, I think yesterday. So, you know, it's still getting content. It's going to be out for a while. One of the best fighting anime games that we got right about now. So that's pretty dope. Now, I do want to stray away from Bleach. We will come back to it, y'all. We definitely going to come back to it because I know how y'all love Bleach. But I want to talk about one of the most iconic anime characters that there is. When it comes to Goku, you can't think of Goku and not think about his right-hand man, Krillin. Now, I see that you did voice Krillin in Dragon Ball Super for 11 episodes. How did that come about, and what was your initial reaction when you found out you'll be playing this iconic character?
Well, it's so funny. You know, when I was growing up, my anime was Speed Racer, right? So I didn't watch a lot of anime, you know, because, you know, I'm an older guy. So I wasn't that familiar with Dragon Ball. I knew about it, right? When I got Digimon Season 3, I didn't know that there was a Season 1 and 2. So coming into Dragon Ball, I didn't know that much about the world, the characters, but I knew who Krillin was, and I knew that this was a really cool gig, right? The minute we started recording, I was excited because he was a cool guy. A cool guy with a short guy complex, obviously, but very strong, like the most powerful guy in the world, right? And in my season, Krillin had hair a lot of the time. So I was like Krillin with hair, and then he's bald at some point. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Really,
and now you're part of the Dragon Ball family, man. I know that got to be crazy for the cons and things like that.
It is, and a new Krillin Pop just came out. A new Funko Pop just came out of Krillin. In fact, I got one coming to my door not too long, or 5 or 10 of them, whatever I ordered. Yeah, the fans have been crazy about it, and I don't know why the sudden surge of interest. Maybe it's because Daima came out. I don't know, but I have been doing cons since 2006, right? And I've never had a Krillin print until last year. And now they're just going crazy for it. So I'm kind of like, you have to kind of like feel out what the audience wants and what the fans want, right? But he's a cool guy. I'm really happy to be a part of that world.
Yeah, because it's like a resurgence when it comes to anime, right? Like even with old anime, you might have an anime you done about 10, 12 years ago, and a TikTok video can go viral with the anime and the song, and everybody, hey, what anime is that? I didn't get to see that. And then, you know, you have a huge popularity again. Now, we don't get to talk too much because I can't kidnap you for the day, but we do have you about 30 to 45 minutes. There's so many great characters in this catalog of yours that we probably won't get to talk about. What are your top 5 that you voiced in your body of work that really means something to you?
Well, so I always say, people ask me like, what's the most fun or what's your favorite character? And I always have to list Takato, Digimon Tamers, because he is the GOAT. And without him, we're not having this conversation. You know what I mean? Like, because of that show, I have a career. So he's my all-time, part of my life, right? Monokuma from the Danganronpa video games, the black and white, killer bear.
Yeah.
Crazy popular right now. The people go mad for him. So I'm loving him because he's offensive and mean and funny and dangerous. Like, he's great. Akutagawa from Bungo Stray Dogs, which is really, really popular right now with the cosplayers and the fandom. He's awesome too. We're hopefully heading into season 6 next year. And then, Shima, Blue Exorcist, which came back again after 7 years of, nothing.
How did you feel about that?
Oh my gosh. Again, there's always the fear that you're not going to be in it. Like, oh, we're going to do it in Texas or whatever, and you won't be a part of it. But I was really excited. And for those who have watched, I don't do spoilers, but for those who have watched this latest season, season 3 was crazy. The stuff that Shima got up.
Man.
Oh my gosh, man. It was the most difficult acting I've ever done in an anime. Because, like I said, without saying, I had to show the audience enough without showing the characters in the scene too much. It was really cool. Yumichika, he's one of the top 5. And who else? I mean, there's weird ones. Bianco the Frog from Zatch Bell, or the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Boba Boba Bo, Dengaku Man. Like you say, I mean, 23 years. I got a weird.
Yeah, you got a nice little list, man. Like I said, you in the Anime Hall of Fame at this moment. So, out of all of those characters, right? Are there any lines from any one of those characters that resonated with you on a personal level?
Well, Monokuma's, his classic one, I'll probably blow the mic out, but Monokuma's classic one is, it's punishment time. That's his. Akutagawa, he's like, did you just call me bro? I'll kill you. Yumichika's, let's see, if you weren't so beautiful, I would have killed you with my Fujikujaku. There's some cool ones.
I love the range. How do you separate these characters with such distinct tones for each one of them? Like, where do you find the range?
Well, it's funny you say that because, Monokuma is going to be obviously different from Yumichika because they're just, polar opposites. But let's say you do like a video game and they want you to play 5 fighter pilots and they're all 23 years old. You're like, come on. Please can one be from New Orleans? Please can one be from, Europe? Like, but sometimes they don't care. So it's difficult sometimes to add a difference to it, whether, and the thing is too, you can't slow down a character's speech pattern if the flaps of the anime are already going like that. You know what I mean? So when you do anime, especially if it's dubbed, you are handcuffed. You're like straitjacket and handcuffed. So adding any kind of like flair or character or different vocal range is really dependent on the flaps and the dialogue. So it's a cool skill.
It seems like a difficult one too, to be honest, because a lot of voice actors, especially upcoming voice actors, let me say that, not established ones, but a lot of upcoming ones think like, hey, you know what? I heard this character's voice on the TV. I can imitate it pretty well. I can do this. And then, they get a gig and it's not that easy when, the ADR is in there and they're like, hey, I need you to, right on the spot, do this. And, it seems pretty difficult. That's why I tell people one thing that's important, voice acting is acting. You need that theater. You need, a lot of voice actors, backgrounds is theater, acting, stuff like that. So what was your background? Because you said you started acting pretty young at 7. Did you end up
I was
eventually
7 years old. It was theater, TV and film, music. So I play drums, I sing, I play piano. So being a musician too helps you kind of like with your vocalizations. And when they say they want you to pitch it up or slow it down, being a drummer helps. And so I had all that kind of like theater background, but also the discipline of it. You know, that's the thing. Like, you may be able to make funny voices, but booking your schedule, showing up on time, being a good guy, learning how to network and respond to emails. Like, there's a whole, it's a job, you know, it's a career. It's not just the performance part of it.
Mm. Now, when it comes to conventions, right, being so big now, they're the biggest thing going. Like when summertime
Crazy.
comes, especially in the summer, it's like every weekend, it's something to do.
Yeah.
What's some of the greatest fan reactions, or some of the greatest places you've been when it comes to conventions?
What's really fun, because I love conventions. I'm doing like 30 or 35 of them this year, which is amazing, right? So I'm very lucky, and I work my butt off to get them, by the way. I've got managers, but I really hustle, right? Sending over
Hey, let's talk about it.
come on, got a book. But it's really cool when you realize that some of the work that you've done has really meant something more to viewers than just on a surface level, right? Because you don't know what people are going through when they find a character that they are attached to or can associate with or recognize. So a lot of these people that are now in their 30s and 40s come up to me and they're like, hey man, Digimon really helped me through some tough times, either at school or at home. So and I get that all the time from a variety of characters, from old kids and young kids. And that kind of shows all of us voice actors that it's not just a silly job, but without those conventions, all we're doing is going into a booth and recording silly voices. We never get that feedback like you do on stage, right? So conventions have really helped us connect to who we're basically doing this for. Some of the favorite places I go. So London's my favorite. I just booked another trip to London today, which is awesome. I've been there a lot. Australia, I did like 4 times last year, which I'd never done before. It's amazing. New Zealand, I've done a couple times.
Oh, you be going out the country a lot.
Yeah. But I love New York and I love Tempe, Arizona, which is really kind of like an outlier, but Tempe is awesome. Yeah, I do New York a lot. Tough enough is to get California. I'm from California and I rarely book gigs here. So I'm like, look, I can
I'm
drive
local. I could drive.
I don't
Man.
need a hotel. You don't have to give me per diem, just gas money, but whatever. But yeah, I do a lot of them and I love to travel. I love staying in hotels. And I explore too. Like I'm up at 6, I'm out of the hotel and I'm looking at museums and parks and stuff. I'm not partying late and sleeping in. I'm experiencing what this career is affording me.
That is so awesome. What's some of the biggest cosplayers you see? Like when they come cosplaying, what's one of their favorites to come as?
So everyone comes in Danganronpa. So if you know the show, it's my character's Akutagawa, but people come as Dazai and Shuya and Atsushi. People that come as Monokuma is amazing, but usually it's like Junko or other characters from the Danganronpa game. No, that's not true. I've only one time seen a Takato cosplayer. That was cool. Only a couple times have I seen a Yumichika from Bleach. So yeah, but it's usually the world of Danganronpa. A couple times, lots of Gokus. See, lots of Gokus, right? Not too many Krillins. I'm like, come on, shave your head, do it.
I would like it. Hey man, that's the toughest one to do.
Right? I mean, you can get a ball cap.
So when they come up to you, right? I know there's got to be, so many different Funko Pops you probably have, with so many different characters or statues, prints, things like that. What's one of the most popular lines they ask you to jot down?
So it's White Zetsu from Naruto. I'm also White Zetsu, White and Black Zetsu. So that's the bigger pop. So
wait,
people
you're
that.
White Zetsu?
Yeah, it's awesome. And that has just exploded now too with and Sakon and Ukon, the guy who's got
with the double head.
Yeah, I'm that one too. But
and you're also the new Kage of the Mist, I think, right?
Chōjūrō.
Yeah, Chōjūrō,
who's in Boruto now too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but people bring me, of course, Agumon Funko Pops from Data Squad, Monokuma Funko Pops all the time. There's supposed to be a Yumichika Pop coming out this year, Funko says. maybe it'll be like their 300th Harry Potter instead. Who knows? But come on, Funko, get with it. But yeah, it's and now I've made like special T-shirts. I've got keychains. I've got plushies. Like my table is like a whole merch store, man.
Do you actually have a website where
right now I'm selling stuff on Streamily, but I got to make my own website. You know what I mean? But I've got tons of stuff. Yeah, so you can get a lot of this stuff through Streamily right now. But I probably make my own store soon.
That's official, man. That's a great way to do it. And the community loves to support things like that.
Yeah.
Whatever you have, Streamalee's links, we'll have them in the description below. Make sure you tap in and support. Now, when it comes to Naruto, right? You've been in 3 different eras. The Naruto original, Naruto Shippuden, which was the sequel, and then now the spin-off Naruto Next Generation. Do you have a favorite? Which one was your favorite to do?
So to me, I always equate the show with what was going on in my life and my world. So the original is the most important to me. So that's, you know, when I established Chōjūrō, and I think I play it's not Yamashiro. There's another character. I can't remember.
It's like 7 characters, I think, in the first one you played.
Yeah. But when I first started Naruto is probably the one that's most special to me. But yeah, it's so cool. And then for a while, people were saying that Boruto was more like kid focused, but over the seasons, it's got a little bit more intense and more.
It's getting like a little darker. And the next couple of arcs we have, it's gonna be a lot more darker. Speaking of Boruto, right? Which they got the game for it that's been going along with it for a while. Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. Now, with that coincides with Boruto Next Generation, and we know it's on hiatus right now because they're trying to catch up to the manga. Well, not trying to catch up, but they want to give the manga some room. That way it doesn't catch up to the story. So I want to ask you, right, they're talking about bringing this show back, but in a different format. Instead of weekly, they want to do it in a 24 to 12 episode arc, something like JJK, Demon Slayers, things like that.
Yep.
I want to get your personal take on that. How do you feel about animes that do that? Do you think it's more beneficial to do it on a weekly basis? Or do you feel like, you know, like something like One Piece? Because, you know, Naruto was like that, where they do it week until the show is, you know, over. Yeah. And One Piece, you know, who knows when that show will be over. But, you know, do you think it's better for them to do it more focused on the actual arc, like drop 12 episodes week by week, or just continue how they did with Boruto Next Generations?
I think there's 2 schools of thought. I think basically with so much content that we have now, with everything from regular TV to anime, keeping eyeballs and keeping fans and keeping focus is important. So when you drop and leave, you run the risk of maybe losing, right? When you know you have something to look forward to every single week as a viewer, maybe that's what keeps you connected in there. There's a TV show called Lost that was on ABC many years ago.
Really good show. If y'all ain't see it, check it out.
They went through the writer's strike. They went through all kinds of stuff. But they were on Sunday night at 9:00. Then they went to Tuesday at 8. Then they lost their viewers because of that, because they kept bouncing and disappearing for a while, right? So, but as an actor, if we do a weekly show, that means that I can't go on vacation and I can't leave town, right? We do that a lot with what's called a simuldub. It airs in Japan and then it airs here in America like 4 or 5 days later. That's a simuldub. So we are at the mercy of Japan's schedule. And those things really do restrict how we can freely move about in our life here in LA. So I don't know.
And I do think the weekly aspect of it gives us something to talk about as a community.
Yeah, I agree.
Online, especially if the episode is really, really good, it can go trending because so many people is talking about whether it's a character death, it's a crazy arc, crazy fight scene, you know, some crazy dialogue amongst 2 favorite characters. It can be anything that goes viral. So I hope they don't change it because I heard they was working on 1, the animation and the quality. 2, working on the story because it's coming back eventually. And I heard the same thing with Black Clover. So, you know, I'm pretty sure both of them shows are on their way back. Now, moving a little along, these are my next questions are my universal questions that I ask most of our guests that come on the show. And we're going to start off with anime recommendations. Right now, this is from your catalog. You know, because you do a lot of shows. Some shows, I know some voice actors that do shows, don't even watch them, and they on to the next gig. You know, but then I know voice actors who do get invested into the shows and like, oh man, like this is really good. Why isn't nobody watching this?
Yeah.
So, out of your whole catalog, are there any shows that you know people don't talk about as often that you would recommend, and why?
Look, that they don't talk about. Well, a lot of people watched Blue Exorcist season 1 and 2, 7, 8 years ago, and some people don't even know that it came back. So I would seriously suggest jumping into that. It's 3 seasons only, and then I think 1 or 2 movies is all. And that's a solid show. You can easily jump into that. For those who haven't seen Digimon Tamers, that's solid. It may be like as many as 26 episodes. I'm not sure. But for people that have just joined anime or weren't even born when Digimon came out, that's a solid one. Bungo Stray Dogs again. It's 5 seasons at this point,
That's a
but
good
shorter
one.
episodes. It's a great show. I rewatched it again during COVID, and it grabs you right away. It's funny. It's interesting. But yeah, and then like weird shows, Boba Bo 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 Bo. Do you know that show?
That's one I don't know. That's what,
It,
matter of fact, break it down. The reason why I like this part of the show, this segment, is because Jim Ferranda came on the show one time, right? And he told me about a show that he was on called Wisteria Wand and Sword. And it
okay.
ended up being one of my favorite animes of the year. And I knew nothing about it, right? So now I made his question that was only for him. I made it a universal question.
I love
So,
it.
when I get to talking to y'all, and y'all tell me about certain shows, and I'm sitting with wifey and we need something to watch, something like that will come up. So tell me about the show.
So, well, I every time I went into the studio, Richard Ebcar was the main guy. Michael Sorich was mainly the director, along with Richard. I would play like 14 characters every episode.
Oh,
Everything from
wow.
like the number 6 to a folding chair to a toothbrush. It was wackadoodle. Like I don't know what the creators are thinking. They were definitely on something, right? Boba 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 Bo. I don't know where it lives right now. Maybe Crunchyroll, maybe YouTube, but check it out. It's just weird. It's insane anime.
Hey, I'm gonna definitely check it out. Heroes, man. Let's do an anime watch party in the Discord. Link will be in the description below, man. That'd be something to do on a Sunday. So make sure y'all join the Discord because I'm gonna be doing anime parties, and that'll be something we check out. All
Nice.
right, now the next question is, you can go anywhere you want. You can go pick them from the books, the shows, the movies, the video games, cartoons. Who are your top 5 fictional characters of all time?
Okay. Uh, Edward Scissorhands.
Wow, I haven't heard that one, but that's an interesting one.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd, where's that one from?
It was a movie, but it was originally a musical on Broadway. It's a
Mm.
barber who kills people and turns them into meat pies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
First
no,
Edward Scissorhands and now a barber that's cutting people up.
I know it's a little dark. It's a little dark, and sadly, my next one is dark too. But the shark in Jaws.
Hey, that's not. Hey, they should have left that man alone. I don't even think he a villain. Should have stayed out of the water. I know if y'all come in my yard,
Um, Buddy the elf
Buddy the Elf.
from Elf, Will Ferrell,
Oh man,
right?
yeah, that's man. He is hilarious. What's wrong with that guy?
I got
That's
a weird
good
I got a
one.
weird one. And let's see, who's my final one? Let me see. What movie do I watch all the time? Oh, um, I forget the name of his character, um, but Jack Nicholson from The Shining.
Oh,
So those are it's Mr.
isn't it like no? He said, "Here's Johnny." I don't think it was Johnny, but
No. He says because the little boy goes uh you've always been here, Mr. Sor. I want to say Sorich, but it's not Michael. It's not Michael Sorich. Anyway, that he's one of my top favorites too.
hey, I
But see,
love
they're all
Jack.
very
Man.
dark.
Yeah, Hey, you must be a horror fan. You love
I love
horror?
everything. Everything. I'll watch every single scary movie there is.
Oh, that's what's up. I heard the new Final Destination was actually really,
Yeah.
really good.
My friend said it was great. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
But
they said that one, man, turned the whole genre for that franchise around, man. I'm excited. They said the off scenes are really creative, man, the way they did this one.
Nice.
I even want to take a look at that one. That one's going to be pretty good.
Like
All
that.
right. So now let's go to our Mount Rushmore of voice actors. This is a list that, I personally tell all my guests I would like it to be near and dear to you, who inspired you, your peers, who you feel like are the greatest voice actors of all time. So with that being said, let's get those 4 chosen ones.
Let's see. So top for me growing up, Mel Blanc. So Bugs Bunny.
Man of 1,000 voices, huh?
All that. And you guys probably won't know these 2 guys, but they were voice actors before I was actually coming up in the world. Sid Caesar and Carl Reiner. So they were on like radio shows called the 1,000-Year-Old Man or the Million-Year-Old Man. But one of my first jobs was doing a recording for Nickelodeon movie sitting between Sid Caesar and Carl Reiner. So Google them, look them up. But they basically created television and they did lots of voiceovers.
So they told a lot of stories on the radio, because I remember on radios and stuff like that, you used to get those like shows, but on the radio, like
the
audio
radio plays,
books,
right? So they would do comedy stuff and made up characters, and they were just brilliant. Of course, I gotta say, Steve Bloom, because I worked with him. He's gonna be on my list. He helped me come up in this world and was a great partner to play off of in Digimon. So those are probably my 4.
Hey, I love the list, man. Big shout out to Steve too. Well, we came to the end of the episode. Thank you so much, Brian, for joining us today. We had a blast with you. Before we let you go, are there any upcoming conventions or projects that you're able to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know. When is this going to air?
July, end of July, probably.
End of July. So I will be in Belfast, Ireland, in September. October, I will be in New Jersey at PucciCon. I'll be going to MetroCon, but I think that is prior to this show airing. But I'll be around. And then watch for me next year. I'll be back in London.
I seen something on Instagram too. You'll be in Phoenix in August or something like that.
Is that what it is? For Sabaton.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so, man.
Just
So that's
announced
pretty
yesterday.
dope, man. You be doing a lot of traveling, man. I hope you make it to Tulsa one day, man. I'm definitely gonna come
That'd
check
be
you out.
great. I haven't been to Tulsa before.
Hey, man, I would love to get you out here, man. Well, heroes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Show your love and support. And by doing so, we're actually giving away a couple of signings here on the channel. We also got a Nintendo Switch 2 giveaway happening at our next milestone. Big shout out to our last giveaway winner, BK numbers 9. Thank you so much for the love and support. And to enter, all you got to do is simple. Support. Hit that like button. Turn on that noti bell. Leave a comment, especially the more comments you leave, the more I notice you. I can't just pick. You don't want me picking somebody random, because I'm going to pick my little cousin or something. So make sure you're supporting and drop those comments. And as always, man, love yourself. Pass that love on and love others. And if nobody told you so, just know your boy love you. Signing out, Voice of the Heroes.
Sing it with me, pretty.